You could just feel the change in the air. Everything got deathly quiet for a minute.
Communities coming together to clean up after storms downed trees and damaged homes across our area. The story's ahead.
And good news is it's going to be warmer and sunny for today. Daytime highs into those mid to upper 80s. Now some thunderstorm chances return overnight into tomorrow. We'll talk about it coming up.
And a jail worker now behind bars. Why an employee says he had to help 10 inmates break out of a New Orleans cell. First, a live look outside in Ozark for you here at 6:30. A beautiful sunrise on this Wednesday. 5 News This Morning is now.
Covering news where you live. This is 5 News This Morning.
Well, thank you for joining us here on Channel 5 and streaming on 5+. We hope you're off to a good start. Now, this morning, the big news is we're learning a lot more about the weather that came through our area this week. Tornadoes, 5 of them.
Yep.
Northwest, the Weather Service has actually confirmed now. This is developing. Let's take a look at where they hit. EF1 started in Lincoln, including one that moved into Prairie Grove, and EF2 from Greenland to Elkins. And then an EF1 in Stillwell there, another EF1 near Snake Mountain, also in Oklahoma, which ended near Cane Hill in Washington County. So a lot of widespread damage from these tornadoes.
Yeah, I think the big headlines are not one but 2 tornadoes found there in Lincoln, but also the EF2 that was found in Greenland as well. Lots of damage out there from eastern Oklahoma to western Arkansas as well. The details that we got early this morning at around 2 a.m. were the wind speeds associated with these tornadoes, the path that they went on, and how long they were on the ground as well. Additional information I'm expecting over the next couple of days as we have a few more areas that suffered from some damage as well. Let's recap what we're talking about right now, give you a better picture of that. Again, that EF2 tornado that was in Greenland, over 125 miles per hour. It was on the ground for near 14 miles. The other 4 tornado ratings that we got were all EF1s. The first one in Lincoln had wind speeds up to 110 miles per hour. The second one in Lincoln had wind speeds around 100 miles per hour. But the one that moved from Stillwell, crossing over the state line into western Arkansas, was on the ground for nearly 17 miles. So again, these are the complete surveys that we have for the initial surveys done. I do expect the National Weather Service out of Tulsa to have a few more of those survey teams sent over to eastern Oklahoma and western Arkansas over the next couple of days. Northwest Arkansas, the rest of the day today, it looks like this. Plenty of sunshine all day long. Daytime highs into those low 80s for us across the River Valley. Going to be on the warmer side of things this afternoon. Upper 80s and low 90s should feel pretty nice out there. Plenty of sunshine is expected. Now, some changes in the forecast. Again, overnight tonight into tomorrow morning. Some thunderstorms will be possible, mainly across northwest Arkansas. The threat being for some larger hailstones. That threat level at a level 2 out of 5 risk. We'll cover these details coming up in just a bit. But first, let's get a check of some traffic out there this morning. Good news is no accident as you head out the door this morning. Here's a look at I-540 crossing over the Arkansas River. Good morning to you there. Beautiful sunrise as you head out the door. No accidents, no slowdowns as you head into work.
All right, thanks for that. All right, cleanup underway this morning in Greenland. That's where we find 5 News reporter Jacob Luthi live with a closer look. Jacob, what are you seeing out there this morning?
Good morning, Joe. Yes, we are live here in Greenland, and I must say that it is pretty remarkable to see the progress that has been made from Monday night to today. Now, I was here on this street, Main Street here in Greenland on Monday night, and I'll tell you, there were power lines, structure debris, trees littering this entire roadway, stopping traffic. That has all been cleared, and that is just a testament to the work that crews have been doing in those recovery efforts. Now, I'm going to go ahead and show you further damages that we have seen throughout Greenland over the past couple of days. We now know that an EF2 tornado made its way through Fayetteville to Greenland, traveling west to east and causing destruction to homes and businesses. Power companies, city and county workers, and community members all rallying together to help clear debris and restore that power. Washington County Judge Patrick Deacon says the county is trying to be proactive in getting state and federal assistance, especially after declaring that state of emergency here in Washington County. And we've just been hearing stories of people throughout the last couple of days on their experience going through that storm.
They're screaming, it's chaos, and I'm like, he's like, sing Jesus Loves Me, because they know that that'll calm them down. So I start singing Jesus Loves Me, and they start singing along with me, and it almost felt like the world had just stopped for a moment. It was like at peace, we were at ease, and it had blown away.
Now, the county also urges people to report any downed power lines, any downed trees, anything that may be a hazard. As I said, the recovery efforts still very much ongoing right here in Washington County. Joe.
All right, thanks for that, Jacob. Well, severe weather also in Madison County. The judge there, Larry Garrett, saying most of the damage from Wesley to Huntsville between Highway 45 and 74. 5 News reporter Lauren Spencer spoke with one woman who says she and her family took shelter.
Pamela Montoya has lived all over the country, but she says she chose Huntsville as home.
This is God's country. And the people are amazing here.
She says her family has seen some storms before, but nothing quite like this.
You could just feel the change in the air. Everything got deathly quiet for a minute. You just knew.
She and her son watched trees fall across their yard as they hid in a closet for safety.
And the tree right outside the window, he said it sucked it up in the air and then it moved like 4 feet across the yard and dropped on the house.
In total, she says at least 10 trees came down, 5 landing on her home.
It's like a giant cocoon of trees, couldn't see out. The roof is gone on the backside. My deck is gone.
The family lost power days before the storm even hit, and now with damage to their electrical box, they still can't turn the lights back on. Still, Montoya says she's grateful for the help she's received and for her neighbors.
Browns came up and cleaned my driveway so that if the next round came through, we could leave. Neighbors from down there came up and helped. So Madison County's people are, I can't even tell you how great they are.
Well, Lincoln, another one of the towns where a tornado touching down, the EF1 tracked to Prairie Grove, as we mentioned. Some of the heaviest damage was found here at DK Ranch. No one was injured, thankfully, but the tornado damaged feed mills, storage barns, and a workshop. The ranch's owner says that neighbors and other community members have been coming by to help clear the debris.
That's the biggest deal, and the friends and neighbors come out and help is unreal. There's no, what do you call it? They're just good people. That's what it is. That's what it's all about.
EF1 tornado damage also found there near Cane Hill and Sewell. Now, the severe weather outbreak also brought water problems to LaFleur County. Around 45,000 people were asked to conserve after a power outage at the treatment plant. Power restored, but the system isn't back to normal yet. The manager says that water conservation and the boil order that's in place now will need to stay for the next couple of days. Let's take a look at some of those power outages that are still happening this morning. In Washington County, we're down to just 2,600 people. That number is down more than 10,000 since yesterday. Madison County, 61 folks there. Crews have been doing a great job out working, and they're still there working around the clock until it's all back on. All right, well, new this morning, the Fayetteville City Council passed an ordinance affecting student housing. It would amend the city's code to make private dormitories a conditional use in certain zoning districts. This means they would require approval by the commission. The measure passed unanimously and is now in effect thanks to an attached emergency clause that also passed. However, the city attorney, Kit Williams, said in a memo the proposal could open up the city to legal issues. And prosecutors in Crawford County have issued a criminal summons for a former bus driver with the Alma School District. He's accused of hitting a student earlier this year. 54-year-old Robert Reinschmidt is facing 1 count of second-degree assault. Investigators say he struck a 10-year-old boy after he entered the bus to go home from school. The district placed Reinschmidt on an administrative leave shortly after this incident was reported. He then resigned 2 days later. Well, happening now, the House Rules Committee is meeting to consider the Republicans' massive budget package. Clearing the committee is the final hurdle before heading to the full House for a vote.
Here to finish the job.
Why are you trying to ram it through in the dead of night?
This comes hours after the president rallied Republican support for what he dubbed the Big Beautiful Bill on Capitol Hill. The bill would make the president's 2017 tax cuts permanent. The measure also increases spending on national security while making cuts to Medicaid, food stamps, and clean energy subsidies. The president says the bill includes initial funding towards the construction of his $175 billion Golden Dome defense project. And 5 inmates remain on the loose after Friday's jailbreak in New Orleans. Well, this morning, authorities say a worker at the jail has confessed to helping the 10 men get out.
This is a coordinated effort aided by individuals inside our own agency who made the choice to break the law.
33-year-old Sterling Williams, a maintenance worker at the Orleans Parish Jail, is now behind bars. He's accused of turning off the water to a cell where inmates then removed a toilet, sawed through steel bars, and broke out. According to an arrest affidavit, Williams says an inmate threatened to shank him if he didn't help. Meanwhile, authorities say they arrested the 5th alleged escapee. They say another was caught hiding at a vacant home. 2 others nabbed after being spotted on Bourbon Street.